episode, I am debunking one of the spiritual rhetorics that completely grinds my gears, and that is that the universe is absolutely 100% not testing you. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. Today I am so excited to share something with you that I am so passionate about, and that is debunking a lot of the spiritual rhetoric that can go on to help people understand things, but can be super misconstrued and actually leave us feeling less powerful and more out of control than actually in reality what we really are. And a lot of this can come from the spiritual bypassing that I know I've talked about on this podcast before, in that relinquishing a lot of responsibility for what is going on. And today, the concept that I want to talk about, that I hear so much, and I cannot even tell you how much it grinds my gears, is when people talk about how the universe must be testing them. It really drives me mental. So I'm going to be here point blank to tell you that something that is so obvious and that you already know, but because this rhetoric has almost become ingrained in our spiritual psyche, in this psycho-spiritual world of self-help, that kind of, in a lot of ways, is actually aimed to disempower us instead of empowering us. And it's something that I would never want to do, is to disempower. And whilst I'm always really conscious of the language that I'm using, I'm no doubt going to rephrase a lot of things over the years as we move on. And this is one of those things because, you know, have I used the term, the universe is testing me? Yes, I have. Am I totally mortified that I have? Yes, I am, because it is so untrue. So let's point out the obvious. There is no man in the sky. The universe isn't a celestial being out there that is sitting back, watching you, getting on with your day-to-day in this human struggle, because it is a struggle. It is hard to be human often. It's glorious, it's amazing, it's all the things, but it's not always easy. There is nothing out there that's sitting back going, do you know what? I'm going to throw this person a test and just to see if they pass it. There is no such thing as a test. The universe is absolutely not testing you. It really grinds my gears. I can't even begin to tell you. This universe is testing me is often bandied about in a lot of the manifestation pseudo-spiritual stuff that's out there. In that people talk about manifesting as if it's something that we have all this massive control over. And whilst, yes, I do believe we do, I don't believe that part of aligning with what it is that what we want or want to manifest, part of that isn't about having a universal kind of dogma or universal principle that is there testing us to see if we pass, and hence we're able to not be worthy of it, or we have graduated to a place where we can have what we want. It just doesn't happen. So I want to spend some time today really getting into the energetics of what this actually means, so that as you are traveling through, you can be so much more empowered in the process, as opposed to looking at events in your life and seeing them as tests that you either pass or fail. Now, how do you pass a test in life? You know, in school, for example, how do you pass a test? Well, you have to study. You have to know the content. You have to be able to answer the questions that are being asked of you. And life is kind of like that, but absolutely not really. So there is no set curriculum. There is no, I'm not smart enough, so I can't get to that next level. No, no, no. Life is not a video game, okay? Life is not a series of tests that we have to pass. What it really is all about is alignment. And this is why you're going to be hearing me speak a lot about this year. This is why I personally do not have a manifestation practice, and why I try as little as possible to use manifest, because I think that the word manifest, or that manifestation kind of phenomena, has been totally misconstrued. Because the reality is, to manifest is to make something that was unseen seen. Now, we are constantly doing that, whether we are intending to or not. So we are constantly making the unseen seen. So the unseen being our thoughts, the unseen being the things that we don't want, the unseen being the things that we do want. We are constantly doing this. It's our natural state, but the effectiveness of doing this, so the manifestation practice or processes, is actually about aligning with the things that we do want and really unaligning with the things that we don't. So we're always manifesting, but the practice isn't one of manifestation. The practice is one of alignment. And so what we need to do in life is learn really robust alignment practices that we're always implementing when it comes to having the things that we want and not having the things that we don't want. Within that, there is this whole I'm being tested stuff, which I cannot stand. The universe, like I said, isn't this big overseeing body of authority that dishes out this stuff to us. It just doesn't happen that way. It kind of takes me back to learning like religion in the 80s, where there was this God that governs everything and decides if you got into heaven and all that kind of stuff. It's really just ridiculous. What is really actually happening, though, is when these perceived tests come up, tests are things that we don't really want. Tests are things that we have to maybe overcome, or situations in our lives that present to us as an option. And do we choose it or not? What that really is about is alignment. So let's just say you are wanting, let's think, to save money. So I'm really wanting to save money. I really want to align myself with someone of wealth, as opposed to someone who has a lot of stuff. So what I want to do is I want to channel my resources, my energy that we're going to call money, into a savings account, and I am going to build wealth that way through saving, right? So you might start on this intention, and you're really trying to align with the energy of wealth by not spending your money on everything and anything that you want. And then in a lot of manifestation rhetoric, they'll say, oh, here's a test. Your favorite store goes on sale. You don't need any more clothes or whatever it is that they sell from that store, because you've got all the clothes or whatever it is that you need. But your desire is really strong in wanting it. So lots of manifestation teachers, every time I say manifestation, I always do this because I think I'm semi-rolling my eyes, because like I said, we're always manifesting. We don't have manifestation processes. We have alignment processes. So your favorite store goes on sale and you're really tempted, like you really want to buy some stuff. So manifestation teachers will tell you that the universe is testing you. You know, do you really want that wealth? Do you really, really want those savings? Because over here you can have those other things that you want for cheaper. That is not how the world works. Really. That store just went on sale. I'm really sorry, but you're not that special. It had nothing to do with you. But you noticed it because of your vibrational alignment to that store. You noticed it because of your vibrational alignment to what those clothes mean if you purchase them. You noticed it because of your vibrational alignment to the desire of the clothes, the things, as opposed to your alignment with building your wealth. It is about energy of alignment and nothing to do with someone or something out of body of you testing you. It's got nothing to do with that. So alignment is about vibrationally being a match to what it is that you desire. So if I desire, for example, a new car, then vibrationally I need to be a match to that new car. I need to be a match to how much it costs. I need to be a match to actually having it in my life serve me. And I need to be a match to worthiness of that car. Not doubt, unworthiness, and all those things. So the process of alignment is, I'll say it again, energetically being a match to what it is that you want. In order to be a vibrational match to what it is you desire, whether we like it or not, we are going to have to shift our current vibration, because the fact that we can see something that we want that isn't our current reality is the only indication you need to know that you're not vibrationally aligned with it. Because if you were, you would have it, or you would know without a doubt in your mind that it will be or is already yours on some realm. And physically, you just have to be patient for it to show up. But the fact that you desire something outside of yourself is indication that you need to shift your vibration in order to receive it or align with it. So how do we shift our vibration in alignment? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. This is a complex process. It is a process of ultimately up-leveling. This is why later in the year, I will be coming out with a very detailed alignment practice course that is going to be 4 sections of a lot of ways in which you can fine-tune your alignment to whatever it is that you desire. But ultimately, it comes down to authenticity. Like, is this car that you desire really authentic for and to you? Is that a car that you really want because it's about authenticity in terms of you and your life and your lifestyle? Or do you want it for something outside of yourself, for stature or status, to impress other people? Alignment is about clearing your blocks. Alignment is about up-leveling your sense of self. Alignment is about holding the vibration that naturally allows these things to find you. So when things pop up that aren't it, and they're really tempting to choose, this is not a sign that you're being tested. No one's up there with a curriculum for you. This is not about being tested. It's about showing you that you, because you're noticing it, that you're still aligned with it. So let me give you another example of this. What about the relationship that you really desire? The relationship that you really, really want? You're thinking that, I really, really want this person with all these qualities. And you're working hard to be the person that you want, because obviously, in order to align with what you want, you need to be that vibration. You don't need to be the exact same expression of that vibration, but you need to be that vibration in terms of who you are and the essence of what you're about. And then someone comes along, you might meet someone who is almost all of those things, but doesn't quite hit the nail on the head. Or your ex shows up. And this is where I hear it most, if I'm really, really honest. People will say, the universe is testing you. Can you say no to what it is that you don't want and hang out for the thing that you do. And I'm like, stop. No. That is not what's happening. What is happening is you are still in the vibration of that thing. So it's not about saying no to that thing because it's a test. It's actually about coming back to yourself and doing the work of alignment with what it is that you want. Because the fact that that thing is showing up shows me that you are still in vibration alignment with it. The fact that that thing is showing up and it's tempting you is evidence that you are still in vibrational alignment with it. You might not want to be, but the fact is that it's there. The other aspect that could be playing into this is the fact that you held that vibrational alignment for such a long time that it takes a lot longer than we like to imagine for the physical world and the vibrational vibes out there to become matter quicker than we would like. So if you think about energy being particles vibrating together, think about how many particles need to be vibrating together so closely, because there's so many of them, that it becomes solid form. So often people are buying into this manifestation lie that if you think it, so it shall be. If I wake up today on a Friday and I think to myself, I really want to meet someone new, and that's as deep as my thought process goes, that's as deep as my energy dips into it, that all of a sudden that's going to manifest into the physical form? No, absolutely not. There has to be time and patience and a lot of work to make those energetic particles, so many of them and so robust that they literally show up as a physical mass, because you can hardly see the space between the vibration. And people don't want to kind of accept that they can't have what they want when they decide that they want it. But let me tell you, that is a blessing. How many things have I wanted, that I desired, that I wanted to manifest, that, oh my God, I do not want that now. And the reason that I wanted it was probably because to hide something else or a block, and it would have created more mess in my life. So it's great that there is time between deciding what it is that you want and then actually coming into that physical form. And if you think about that, the fact that these other things are showing up are probably just an indication of the time lag between you used to have been wanting that and focusing on that, and now you've decided you've moved on, but you put so much time and energy into that vibration that it's showing up now, even though you might have mentally and emotionally moved on. This has definitely happened to me in relationship situations. So me putting so much focus, so much thought, so much emotion, which is all building alignment, it's all building that vibration into a particular relationship over a period of time, an intense time, and then me deciding, do you know what, wait a minute, this is not for me, I'm moving on, I want something different, and then them showing up. Them showing up is just an indication of how much energy I put into it, and me not maybe being patient enough for it, or realizing in that process of putting all this energy into it that it wasn't for me. I'm not being tested. That was just my PowerPoint of alignment with it. That was just my vibrational set point for such a long time that it finally matched. And like I said, I may have moved on. I may have got frustrated with waiting and I decided I didn't want it anymore. So it is a delicate balance between the two things. I'm not surprised that people really want to simplify this process and make it seem really easy. It is easy, but it's a process. It is easy, but there are layers to it. And this is why outside of alignment / manifestation processes, we have to be honing the skills of discernment, of intuition, and of truly, truly knowing ourselves, because that will underpin all the decisions that we make in our alignment practices. So that as I am aligning with what I want, am I actually deferring my attention because it is genuinely not what I want anymore? Am I deferring it because I'm being impatient, or because it's not showing up in my timeline or in the exact package that I want it? Or am I settling because I have a timeline? So the concept and the process of manifestation, like I said, is easy, but it's complex. So I really want to kind of put this out there as a warning, not to fall for that stuff. Do this manifestation process and you can have whatever you want in 30 days. Oh my God, honestly. If that were true, wouldn't we all be doing it? Wouldn't we all be millionaires? Wouldn't we all be on the most perfect relationship? Wouldn't we all be the CEOs or whatever company or whatever career goals we had? Wouldn't we all be it? The process isn't to get more and to have more. The process is to be more. That is why it's a process of alignment. Who am I? Hence, what is aligning with me? So to sum up, the universe is not testing you. It is not throwing little nuggets of stuff out there with the teacher behind the scenes saying, I wonder if she gets it. No. It's just an indication of your vibrational set point. Either that you still have or that you've had for such a long time, it's finally coming into matter. This is when I go back to those skills of discernment, which will come from knowing your values. Look out for that values course coming really soon because it is the cornerstone of my life. The values that you have and the discernment that you have over them, your intuition, fine-tuning that. Claire from the Light Path Collective and I hold intuition workshops, so look out for those on the Light Path Collective page or on socials so that you can help develop your intuition. And it is a development. We're always working on honing our intuition. So those workshops are really great for that, to not only learn to hone it, but to practice it with other people. And it is about knowing authentically who you are. Hence, when you desire what you desire, it is the authenticity as opposed to the lack or the shame or any of those things. So I hope that has maybe provocated a little bit of thinking in you to dispel some of that language that I think has become so ingrained in a lot of parts of the spiritual world that we take it for granted that it's true. And we take it for granted that we're powerless over what is happening to us. The universe is not testing you. It's purely just reflecting back to you the strength of your vibrational set point and giving you the opportunity for you to decide where you sit in alignment to that. I would love to hear your thoughts over on the Light Path community on Facebook. Head over there to question it, challenge it, rephrase it in a way that makes sense to you, because that might make sense to other people on there as well. But for now, as you travel along your alignment journey, becoming more of who you are, I am just sending you so much love and so much light. Thanks for tuning in.